today. Today we will discuss about the arrays in C Sharp. What are arrays in C Sharp.net? So now, what is array? Array is a set of homogeneous elements, or array is a set of similar type of group of elements. Means a group of similar set of elements, similar type of elements. To store, we will use a collection called array. So what is array? Array is a group of similar type of elements, or collection of similar type of elements. We'll call it as a array. So this array basically, which is derived from system dot array. Okay, using system we have, right? System dot array will be using the array. Okay, now, so what is the advantages of array? Like we can use code optimization, like less code and random access wherever we want. We can able to access the element of the array, and easy to manipulate or sort if you want, all those things. So there is one disadvantage in the array, because which it is a fixed size, and there are three different types of arrays we have, like a single dimensional, multi-dimensional, and jagged array. So let's see one by one. For example, first one, single dimensional array. So how the single dimensional array will work? How to declare the array? First of all, int array of array equals, either you can give 1 2 3 4 5 like this. This is one way of creating the array. Or int of array2 equals new int of 5. So here we are specifying the size of the array. This is how we are going to specify the size of the array. For example, in this case, how you give the elements? Array 2 of 0, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. So the lower bound, array of 0, which is called a lower bound. And what is the upper bound? Which will be length minus 1. What is the length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements are there. So if array is length of 5, okay, sorry, not this one, this one. Length of 5 means what is the last index? Array of 2 of 4. 4 is the last index. Why? Because we are giving the elements starting with 0th index. That's why it will allow the size will be, maximum size will be, this is maximum size will be length minus 1. So why? Because the minimum size which will starts with 0. That is the reason. So now, how to traversing a array? So for the traversing array, I'll use a for loop int I equals to 0. I is less than array2 dot length. Why I use less? If I use less than or equals to, then length minus 1 I need to give. So since I used less than, so that I don't need to give the minus 1 here. So now I just want to display the elements of the array. Console.write line print array2 of I. So now let's run this program. Let's see how it works. So when I do the initialization, now it goes like array up to length of 5. So the initial value which is 0, and what is nothing is set now. Since it is an integer array, it is giving like a numbers like that. Okay, now I'll assign 1, 2. Now see the array which has the values. Array of 0, which is 1, array of 1, which is 2, or you can give 10, 20 also. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Now let's run this. So here, this is how we are initializing with new keyword. So what is the size we are giving? 5. So means array size will be 5. Means size is 5. The index will start with 0. The last index will be 4. So array of 0, 10. Array of 1, 20. Array of 2, 30. Array of 4, 5. If you see, the array will have the values now like this. Now array of 4, which will assign 5. If you give array 2 of 5, if you assign something, then you'll get the index out of bound exception. Okay, so now I'm trying to print that. Now once the size is done, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like that we will get. So here also, if you want, you can write same loop here also. Like this. Now here, what I do, instead of array 2, I can give the array here like this. Okay, so and this is single dimensional array, and here we have took the integer type. For example, I want to take a string type. String array 3 equals to array of 5. Array of 0, Ram, Shyam, Sita, Lakshman. Okay, so like this we are going to assign the elements for the string array. Okay, so now array 3 is a string type. So now here also same, either you use for loop or for each loop. So instead of int here, we will take the string because we know the type is string. Console.write line, yes. So this is string array. Now let's keep a debugger here, run it. So I don't want to debug these things. I want to directly go to this. I can click on continue. So now, so what is array 3? Nothing, null. So because it's this step is not passed, I'll do the function f11. So now what will happen? This is going to initialize with the earlier. If you observe, when it was an integer, it is going to initialize with the default values, which was 0. So now it is, since it is a string, by default it is going to initialize with the default value. For string, default value is null. Okay, so now once it got initialized, now I'm assigning array 3 of 0, which is Ram. If you see, the value will be updated here, right? So array of 0, which is Ram now. Similarly, Sham, Sita, Lakshman, Hanuma. So we could able to see the elements now in array 3. So we could able to see like this. So now same thing, I can going to iterate. So it is going to print one by one. So if you want to see the output directly, click on continue. You would able to see Ram to Hanuma. So this is called single dimensional array. So storing, what is array? Storing a similar type of elements, group of elements. We'll call it as a array. So and here different types of arrays we have. So this is single dimensional array. So next we'll see a different example now. So I'm going to create a new file, right click. So there should be, why I gave main2 here, there should be only one main method for the project. That's the reason. So I'll click on add. I'm going to add a class. So I'm going to add, so class name, I'll give like a multi-dimensional array. So I want to create the multi-dimensional array. So by default, if you create a class by default, it will come like a internal. So I'll have a main method here instead of now. So this is my main method. Now I want to create a multi-dimensional array that can be two-dimensional array, 2D array. That can be a 2D, 3D, 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional, etc. How you want, like that. So now, for example, I want to create a two-dimensional array. So there is 2 rows, a number of columns. So that we'll call it as a 2D array. For example, that can be like this. I have array like this. It can be similarly like your matrix. This is 2 by 2. This is 2 by 3. 2 rows, 2 columns here. For example, here 2 rows, row 1, row 2, column 1, 2, 3. Okay, how you are decide. So if I go for a two-dimensional array, instead of this, you can specify from 1. Usually, you can consider it is a 0. Why? Because the index will start with 0 in the array. So here we can make it as row 0, row 1, column 0, row 1, and 0, column 1, column 2. So like this, we can store the elements. For example, I will take one 2D array like this. So how multi-dimensional array we will declare? For example, integer I will take. This is number list. So this is my array. For example, I'll take 1, 2. This is one array. Since it is a multi-dimensional array, you have to give the like multi-dimensional, like this is 1 and this is 1. So here 3, 4. This is your first example. Next, number list I can take like this. So 1, 2, 3. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Here 10, 20, 30. So now how you will print this? So if you want to print each and every element of the array, usually how you do? For each number list, console.writeLine of number, like this you will print. So like this you'll print. Now let's run the program. We'll get each and every element. So I want to print like a array wise, how I want to print. So for this, I need two elements for int I equals to 0, I is less than numbers 2 dot length I plus plus. So then I'll take for int j equals to 0, j is less than numbers dot length j plus plus. So here, what I do, console dot write line numbers of I comma j. So let's see how this will print. Index outside of the bound of the array. Let's use this function get length 0, get length of 1. So what this get length will do, so it is going to get the array rank. If it is 0, it is going to return the length. If it is dimension is greater than the rank, then this is going to throw this exception, else it is going to get the bounds of the array. Let's see now. So now we'll get the elements like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30. So here, let me do like this, I and j only. So I gave slash t now. Let's see now. Let's see now. This is no difference. So now, so it is printing like this. What we do here, you do right line. So now it is going to give the dimensions like this 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30. This is row 0, row 1, column 0, column 1, column 2. So now, so here it is going to get the, so get length of 0, which is going to give the rows length. Get length of 1, which is going to give the columns length. Based on that, We are printing this. Get length of 0. Get length of 1. So what is this get length of 0? This is going to returns the number of elements in first dimension. It returns number of elements in the column direction in a multi-dimensional array. So based on it is going to get the row length, it is going to get the column length. So or you can do this way. Same example, you can write like this. So this thing, how you will do? So this number 2 dot get length of 0, that is nothing but the integer rows or rows length, number of rows. So this is columns, which is get length of 1. Okay, like this, we are going to print the array. So now let's see. So this is how we are going to print the elements. So now this is about 2D array. So now if I want to try about 3D array, so how to print that? Of. So here you have to give the 3 dimensions. Array 3D equals new int of. So you can also specify how many elements you want. For example, I will give 2, 2, 3. So this is how it will work, like this. So here I'll take 3 elements now. 1, 2, 3. Here I'll take 10, 20, 30. So here I'll take 101, 102, 103. Here I'll take 1001, 1002, 1003, like this I'll take. So now this is called your 3D array, three-dimensional. So now what dimension you want? For example, I want to print right line array 3D of, so I want to give some dimension. For example, 0, 0, 0. I want to print this. Let's run now. So which is giving, and 0th row, 0th column, 0th position, we have the value 1. Zero, zero, 1. 0, 1, 0. 1, 0, 0. You can see the elements now. So which is 1? 0th position, this is 1. Next 0, 0, 1, which is 2. This is the element. Next here 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0, which is 10. This is the 1. So if I want to print like this also like above, how to loop? So write a loop like this. I'll write a for loop for int I equals to 0. I is less than 2. So this is the size 2. I plus plus. I'll take one more for loop int j equals to 0. J is less than 2, j plus plus. This is also length 2 only. So next I'll take one more for int I equals to 0. Sorry, k equals to 0. K is less than 2k plus plus. It's not 2, it is 3. So let's specify the 3 here, length. I'll take a loop here. So now I want to print the element. Console dot write line. Let me give the placeholders of 0, 1, 2. So now 0th position, I want to print A, which is nothing but your I, J, K. Next array